Hi, my name is Kiana, and I believe that it is the job of every person to discover who they are for themselves, regardless of what other people say about them. As kids, we often feel uncertain about who we are. This is normal, and we don't need to be ashamed of it. Periods of uncertainty about ourselves help us to discover who we are, but these phases are also uncomfortable, and we are especially vulnerable to criticism of others during these times. My second year playing volleyball, I was given a spot on a really competitive team. I was so excited to be playing for such a good team. My coach told me at the beginning of the season that I was one of his strongest players and he was happy to have me on board. But then, toward the middle of the season, I began to realize that I wasn't playing as much as at first. After the coach's praise, this confused me. My self-confidence began to erode. As time went on, I stopped wanting to go to practice. My worries that the coach thought I wasn't good enough turned into a personal belief that I wasn't good enough, and I stopped enjoying a sport I had loved. A similar thing happened to me over Snapchat. As teens, we spend a lot of time on Snapchat. The texts appear and disappear after they are opened, so there is no record of them. One time, I was chatting with a new friend, and it turned out he was hanging out with another boy I knew. The boy started writing really mean things to me, insulting me and calling me ugly. Any teen would find something like this devastating because we all want people to think we are attractive and likable. This experience hurt me, and the first time I had to see the person after it happened, I felt embarrassed, like everyone around me knew what he had said, and that was what everyone thought of me. Fortunately, my friends helped me to get through this by telling me that he was wrong. They showered me with compliments, and finally, I started to feel confident about myself again. My friends were really shocked by the boy's behavior, and it helped me realize how much they cared about me and how unacceptable his actions really were. In the face of all their encouragement, I started wondering why I would let one person's opinion have so much power over me, when clearly many other people felt differently. That's how my friends helped me shake off one boy's insults and move on with my life. I know I am not the only person who has been insulted by a cruel kid, and some people have had it far worse. Some of the strongest athletes and the most talented celebrities of our time have been bullied. Did you know Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps was bullied for his big ears and lisp? Or that when the actress and singer Demi Lovato was in middle school, other kids would make hate petitions and send them around to be signed so other kids could register how much they hated Demi? I'm sure they found those experiences just as painful as I did. No matter how fast you swim or how famous you are, you will still go through times in your life when you are uncertain of who you are and you will feel uncomfortable in your own skin. When we don't feel comfortable with who we are especially vulnerable to criticism. We have to listen to people who care about us and people who we trust. Listening to compliments and encouragement helps us to believe we are good enough, just as we are. Of course, none of us are perfect. We have to learn to let our mistakes go, or when we hurt someone else, fix it. We have to be kind to ourselves and not let haters affect our self-confidence. We can even go a step further and trust our parents when they say other kids are being mean to us because they don't feel comfortable with themselves. This is what Jesus means when he says to love our enemies, because they might be suffering as well. We have to know that when our buckets feel empty, we can't go around emptying other people's buckets too. In the lesson that Alex read for us today, it describes how God created every individual as perfect and unique. This passage is a beautiful reminder that every person is special and amazing in their own way. We are not all supposed to be the same, and we can all be proud of the things that make us different. We are perfect in our differences, and our limitations are small when compared to our strengths. As kids, we have to learn to celebrate our uniqueness and what we are good at. For example, I am Chinese and Croatian, which is pretty unusual. Not many people share this unique background with me. As you might know, it is currently Chinese New Year. I celebrate Chinese New Year every year with my mom's family. Even though my dad is not Chinese, he celebrates with us, and seeing the way he enjoys it makes me proud of my unique heritage. Moments like that help me to accept myself and feel comfortable in my own skin. Likewise, after all my stress about volleyball, I'm finally accepting that I am more confident when I am skiing than when I am spiking a ball over a net. It's more satisfying and worthwhile to put my time into a sport that helps me feel good about myself. In addition to supportive friends and family, celebrating our uniqueness and doing the things that we are good at helps us to move through those unavoidable times of uncertainty when we are back on firm ground, until we are back on firm ground, confident in who we are. Everybody goes through periods of insecurity as a part of the process of growing up and getting to know ourselves. And there is nothing wrong with that. What is wrong is being mean to other people to make ourselves feel better, or standing in the way while others are mean. There's no escaping the awkward moments in our lives but we can make them easier for each other by not being cruel, being kind, and standing up for others. I am proud of being Chinese and Croatian. I am proud of being a fast, strong skier. But most of all, I am proud of choosing to be kind to others, even when some people have tried to make me feel small or I have felt uncertain and insecure about who I am. My friends helped me through a hard time, and I plan to pay their kindness forward. If you join me, our school will be an even kinder, more supportive place where all of us can find our true selves. Thank you.